guys, welcome to the channel. This is round 5 of the TTMotorsport mini-series here on F1 2019. We're here in Spa, lining up on P1 with Samsung in the Mercedes in P2 and R. Nolan in the Renault in P3. Just waiting for the rest of the grid to line up now behind us. Getting ready for this 50% race around Spa. And here as we watch the lights come on, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go. Pretty decent start compared to Samsung. He gets bogged down a little bit, covering the middle for turn 1. R. Nolan manages to make it past Samsung into P2 as we power down the hill towards Eau Rouge. Lots of jostling happening further back down the pack, with a yellow flag, it looks like, coming out. Now as we power down the Camel Straight, the virtual safety car comes out. We cut onto lap 4, not much has happened, just more virtual safety cars, and we finally got a full course safety car. This allows us to trigger our pit stop quite a few laps early, but hopefully we should be able to make it to the end, especially as rain was on the horizon. On the other Renault behind me of Halley comes into pit as well. Be interesting to see what tyres he goes on to. We're going on to the softs, mediums even, trying to make it to the end of the race. Ideally I would have wanted to pit out around lap 8, but you know, I think this is the better choice than getting on the hards, especially if rain could potentially be on the horizon. We exit in P6, P5. Come in, we're behind Dave in the McLaren, so it'll be interesting to see if we can get past him on his old soft tyres that he's been on for 6 laps. 6 laps around Spa is a very long time. A little bit of a switch back to get a better exit, and now we have green flags in the slipstream, overtake, rich mix, everything to get past him, and we brake into turn 1 and manage to get past the McLaren. And it looks like Halley in the Renault is maybe fighting him down into Eau Rouge, but that's not where our concentration is. Our concentration is on the racing point of iCalma as we come over the top of Radon into the slipstream, still with rich mix and overtake, trying to max out our top speed, pull out of the slipstream. Can we get him down on the brakes? Yes, we can. Jeff giving us helpful advice as always, as now our attention turns on to Hoppy in the Williams. Little 3-person, 4-person battle going on here for P2, as it looks like the leader has managed to get away a little bit. But as I say that, another safety car comes out. So in 7 laps, 2 safety cars and 3 virtual safety cars have come out. Very wide at the bus stop. Lucky not to cut off the Renault behind, who stays out. Interestingly, quite a few people staying out on the dry tyres. So it'd be interesting to see if we've come in too early or whether they've made the wrong call. As the JJ bomb in Force India, Racing Point even, comes into the pit as well. But now we are outside of the points in P11.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
An Alfa Romeo in front of us, who's on the wet, so it'll be interesting to see whether he's had a genius idea strategy-wise, whether it rains that much that the wets become the fastest tyre, because if that happens he's laughing all the way out of the lead. But it'll be interesting to see if it does indeed get that wet. Now tiptoeing around these corners, first laps on the intermediates. I'll be very careful. All the braking zones, turning, grip, everything is completely different. As you see, I have a little moment going into the hairpin, but the Alfa Romeo has a bigger moment going off track, it looks like. Can we make an overtake possibly down into P1? We get a much better exit. Chuck it all up into rich mix, overtake mode, and we're through down the inside into P1. The P10 up into the points again. There's more chaos is happening in front of us. Dave and McLaren has had some sort of coming together as R. Nolan spins, whether that's contact from us, I'm not too sure whether on those old dry tyres he's just spun out, understood and spun out, but either way we're up into P8 with our sights set on SD Easy and Will Williams, who's still on the dries as well, so it'd be interesting to see how quickly we can catch up to him.
10 minutes left of this
And indeed
race.
it looks like we're catching up very quickly as he
10 minutes.
goes very slowly through Bonchimon, basically lets us through the right hand side, but on the right hand side more incidents happening, so many incidents, whether it's people just losing it by themselves or in these tricky conditions. But either way we have to always look ahead. And speaking of ahead, Hoof Penguin in P4 is having a right old ding dong battle with the two Red Bulls. As one goes extremely wide, LDNY is still on those soft tyres, so he's trying to make a strategy call work, but he goes very slowly through a Rouge, slightly puts us off, but on those soft tyres, bit of an interesting strategy. Hopefully it will work out for him, but I feel like it will just keep getting wetter and wetter. And he slides wide, and slides even wider, allowing us through, and allows us to chase up to the back of the other Red Bull of Chew Billy. As he goes very wide through the hairpin, we like to keep a nice tight turn through there, stay nice and close to that apex. But now we power down into P1, one of my favourite corners on this track, especially in the dry, not so much in the wet. The Red Bull goes very wide. Can we gain any more time on him? Coming through this tricky right-hander, he goes a little bit wide again, and allowing us to gain even more, using all the curb, trying to get a good exit out of this corner to let us power all the way down through Bonchimont and to the bus stop to try and get a decent overtake. So now we're behind him, getting a little bit of slipstream. Don't want to catch him too quickly though, as I don't really want to go through Bonchimont side by side, especially in the wet. But now we power up into the bus stop. Are we going to make a move? No, we just sit behind him. Going to pick our moments wisely. Can we get a little switch back? He goes a bit wide, and we put the power down, and can we get him? Yes we do. Better traction out of the final corner allows us to move up into P3 and set our sights on the Toro Rosso of Hoof Penguin. Meanwhile, Samsung in the Mercedes has just been getting further and further ahead, so got to try and make an overtake quickly to go and catch him. Looks like he's loving these wet conditions, but now we're on the back of Hoof Penguin. Can we make an overtake? How's he through P1? He goes a little bit wide onto that curbs, trying to make sure neither of us spin. And now we keep just following through this series of corners, trying to stay as close as we can to set up an overtaking move towards the final corner. Especially through here, try and get the best exit possible. Don't spin, don't be too slow, just that perfect amount of acceleration. And again, just like we had a few laps ago, don't want to get in the slipstream and be too quick behind him, don't want to be going through punching on side by side, so just stick behind him, we get a much better exit. Are we going to go around the outside? We get on the grass a little bit, hopefully. Do we slide? We slide a bit off the track, but not too much. Able to still stick with him somewhat, but still beats his head and still allows Samsung to get further and further ahead. Now through turn 1 he goes a bit wide. Can we capitalise on this on the run down to Eau Rouge? No, he gets a much better exit than us, but hopefully we can stick with him and overtake him. Nope, we can't, because we've absolutely bottled it going through Eau Rouge. But now cutting on to the end of the same lap. Are we going to try another move around the outside? We look to the inside, look to the outside, stick behind him. Is the infamous switchback move coming? It is. But there's contact. Jeez. I don't know whether that's me not giving him enough space or him just getting some wheel spin, but either way, everything's fine. Both pointing in the same direction. I've got no front wing damage, so it's all good. We can continue fighting him, trying to get past him. Now, can we get him? This is the closest we've been through Eau Rouge, but we lose so much speed through Eau Rouge being in that dirty air. Now, can we catch him in the slipstream? Can we do it on the brakes? Just a little bit too far back for a dive from there, especially in these conditions. Would have been so easy to outbrake myself and just spear both of us off. But we just stick behind him until the end of the lap. He's gotten a bit further ahead of us, but hopefully we can maximise our run through Blanchemont. And look at that, we gained so much speed going to the left hand side. We've got the overtake done, but there's a car ahead of us that's ghosted, puts me up a little bit. So Hoof Penguin comes back through. We do another switchback, but this time there's no contact and we are through into P2 with Samsung about 8 or 9 seconds ahead of us, with 6 or 7 laps left to go to try and catch him. So all we're going to do now is just get our head down, try and be as quick as we can. But as we move on to lap 19, we've been slowly catching him, but it's getting very, very dry. And these inters are overheating like crazy, so I suspect there'll be a call for dries very soon. And literally as we come into the last corner, the call for dries comes in. Samsung has already gone past the pit, so he misses out on this chance to come in and pit for softs. Be interested to see if he comes in next lap or whether he just stays out and tries to maximise this lead that he has. But it looks like Hoof Penguin and the JJ Bomb, who were behind us, have stayed out on their intermediates, obviously thinking it's not the right time, which they could be right, they could be wrong. There's only one way to find out.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Fingers crossed as we go down to Eau Rouge that everything is grippy enough to let us through and not spin. And as you can see later on to lap 20, everything was fine. We are on the right tyre for the right conditions. As you can see, we gained so much time on the Hoof Penguin, doing another switchback like we did on him earlier, but this time with so much more traction. The ease is so much easier, especially on those inters, which must be screaming of how hot they are. Can we get a good exit, overtake the JJ Bomb into Eau Rouge? Be a risky one, so I think we're just going to stay behind him. As we go up Eau Rouge, he gets a bit of a tank slapper. We go off circuit to try and avoid him and get the overtake done. I probably should have given him the overtake back, but I would have been past him soon enough anyway with the state that his tyres were in. As SD Easy comes in with the fastest lap of the race so far. This track is just getting faster and faster, and as we come on to the last lap of the race, we set the fastest lap, with Samsung only a little bit down the road. He's not even to Eau Rouge yet, so it'll be interesting to see can we catch him and overtake him before the end of this lap. With the amount of grip I have, low fuel, right tyres for the right track, hopefully we can catch him and have a good last lap battle. But as you see, he's just getting closer and closer on the mini-map. Not able to do anything on those intermediate tyres that are just screaming out for help with how hot they are. Coming through, you can see him just in the distance there, at the hairpin, trying to do all that he can to stay on the track on those boiling intermediate tyres. We come through, there's almost contact, but we power down, drag race down towards P1, who will get the better, and we get it done down the inside into P1. What a crazy race, going down out of the points, fighting back through changeable conditions, through a load of traffic. all these incidents that have happened around us, we've just managed to pick our way through them, pick our overtakes well. But as we come through, we almost bottle it on the last straight. You could hear our left rear tyre hit the barrier. That could have been disastrous for us. We could have retired on the last lap. But luckily, only one corner to go now, the bus stop, as we come through to win the Belgian Grand Prix. What a race. Hopefully you enjoyed that action, guys. If you did be sure to like and subscribe for weekly content. This will be highlights of the TTMotorsport mini-series and F1 2020 League will be coming out every week, with hopefully some more videos spread in between. Hope you're all staying safe out there, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.